let's do a recap of just episode 3. Let's go on. Right, there's someone in the glass house. Janie invites us to talk to her husband. Duke and Beau. We hang out with Best Girl. The mayor is a fucking dog. Who's... whatever. The pastor can also speak to animals. Him and his mom have a very weird fucking relationship. Avery joined us. There was a hatch, and we all went into the hatch. And everyone got possessed except me. Wayne found me. They offered me a really stupid deal. Everyone's not happy. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow. Wake up. You open your eyes. It's a new day. Last night seemed so far away, you can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know that the furious spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of a town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and your bloodline. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hope you made it home okay? Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? Nothing from Stella. You wait for a few silent minutes. Sorry, we texted her. Please text us back as soon as you can get this. We're worried about you. Your message says undelivered. Ooh, I don't like that. Dial Stella. Haha, just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually recording my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. I haven't heard from her either. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet up in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Okay. She might be in the woods, because there was, like, no reception up in there. But first we must check on Dustin. This is very important. They got their little breads. They both have a bread now. Human is back. Maybe changed mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin Mom. I would never eat you. I love you. Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When push comes to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spend too much time outside. It different inside. There enough bread for everyone here. No need to eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever. Aw. Dustin Mom really care about Dustin. I guess your glass house still has that squatter. Tried to reclaim glass house last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin Mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight? Give Dustin Mom glass house back? Given your track record the past couple of days, getting the chance to fight something physical and real sounds like an excellent change of pace. Assuming, of course, that Dustin Mom's squatter is physical and real. A fight, I'm in. Anything for you, Dustin. I'll do my best, but no promises. Fight someone or fight something, I'll see what I can do. I'm busy, Dustin. Anything for you, Dustin. Squatter have sharp things on head. Human be careful, but Dustin Mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin, too. Sharp things on the head. I should get going. Okay. You're so cute. We're checking the closet. It moved. That motherfucker moved. That doll 1,000 trillion% fucking moved. Someone was in here. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Let's just not think about it. Whatever. Who cares? I heard the little buzz of the fly. Ew. It feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, think about the door to the clinic. You're still drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. You think about Oscar and Rosalina and how the specter of Charles Shaw Jr. has left them without home and work. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniably real at this point, and what you've seen is terrifying. Think about Stella running off. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. Think about Rosalina's shattered leg and the image of a puppet. Nope. Worse is yet to come. Think about Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. I guess it doesn't really matter what you think about, huh? You're done here. You turn off the faucet. Time to face your cousin. She's not here, but it looks like she left a note on the counter. Had to run. The librarian needed a new house, so I'm giving him the keys to the Maxwell place. And the miners decided to stage a strike today of all days, so I won't be around. I know there's no point asking you not to do anything reckless, but I'm asking anyway. Tabitha. Be back late. Call if you get into trouble. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Oh, we are investigating the garden. Let's talk to Frou-Frou. I honestly have no idea what the fuck you're saying. We have technology. Hold on. I know how to do this. Where art thou, translator? Frou-Frou. Oh, it's you. What do you want now? Will you ever let me pet you? Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around town? Thanks for not attacking the possums who live in my drawer. They're my friends. If anything bad ever happens to them, there will be hell to pay. Nod respectfully to Frou-Frou. She scoffs, her tail twitching in annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. You turn away. I'm gonna just, yeah. Let's fuel up with a quick PB&J. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you get the chance to eat. You'll make us have a PB&J in the anticipation for a long day. Investigate the garden. Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom is in the garden right now. You better look into it before you head into town. Yeah, because they didn't say it was a human. The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. Doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. A goat? It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. Examine the lock, break the lock, talk to whatever's behind the door. Let's examine the lock first. Looks sturdy. You'll need some tools if you're going to get this open. Maybe Stella or Kanika could lend a hand better. Or you could just bash it open right here, right now. Shouldn't be hard to find a rock. Try to talk to whatever's behind the door. What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats, too. Did the human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what? Fur? Not brown fur, yellow fur. Just on the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are. Can't help you there. So a blonde put the goat in there. Where did you come from? Farm. Used to live with the other guys like me. Kinda miss them, but not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Someone stole you and put you in here? Sorry, we're breaking the fucking lock. The lock might be enough to stop whatever's in the greenhouse from leaving, but it won't be able to keep you out. Find a suitable rock and bash it open. Oh, you're cute. A warm barnyard smell floods your senses as you stare down at the goat within. It stares back at you from its place on the tiled floor, surrounded by dried herbs. Tie the goat. You're free. Go on, prance off into the wilderness. Nobody can keep you here any longer. Who said I want to leave? These are some sweet digs. I ain't giving them up for nothing. You hear me? Untie the goat. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That's my rope. Put it back. Retie the goat. No, I told Dustin I would give his mom his house back. Sorry, we're forcing you out. It doesn't want to leave. Every time you manage to finally shove it out the door, it immediately finds a way back in. And with the locks broken, there's nothing stopping it from coming back as soon as you're gone. Damn it. Nice try, buddy, but this is my house. You think I don't know my rights? I'm squatting here. Damn it. Should I not have broken the lock? I shouldn't have broken the lock. We're going back. We're loading. I haven't saved once this whole time. Okay. We left the goat, and it said, see ya or not, it's a wild world out there. It's really, you know, pleasant, nice digs, you know. We're gonna go ahead and... We're already, like, way too far in. We're gonna go ahead and save right here. Head to town. I see all of you, and you're here in the day. The sun shines down to a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. Even if I'd been able to chill out a bit, knowing that thing was right down the street, yeah, not super conducive to a good night's sleep. Does the library look different? Like, can you see the haunting from outside? It's boarded up, but I can't say I've gotten close enough to see much of anything yet. We could always check it out together. Though maybe we'd better not tempt it. That ghost seemed pretty desperate to eat your soul last night, and I don't even know if I mean that metaphorically or literally. Hopefully some slapdash plywood is all it takes to contain that thing. I don't like the thought of it spilling out into the main street if it smells a drop of scarlet blood nearby. It's fair. I wonder if we could get Tabitha to deal with it. If any Scarlet owes that ghost something, it's her. Hopefully no hooligans break into the library and get trapped in ghost hell. No way I'm trusting a ghost to uphold its end of the bargain. I'm sure it'll wear itself out soon enough. There's no way it can keep up that level of haunting forever. I'm more than a little uneasy too. The ghost can stay there forever if it wants to, not my problem. I don't know much about ghost physics or real physics, but I'm pretty sure there's some rule that everything runs out of energy eventually. So yeah, that sounds like it should happen to a ghost, right? Why would they get to be an exception? Now, whether that takes days or months or until the end of the universe, I have no idea. But I imagine not giving it years of your life must have had some kind of impact. You didn't give it a free lunch, and maybe that means it'll have to go back to where it came from sooner rather than later. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard anything from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. There are ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny, now that I'm getting a good look at them, with their scrunched up little Shar-Pei faces. So should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? No, but you might get some eggs laid in your skin. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, is that all they do? That doesn't sound too bad. I think it could survive a parasitic larva or two. Just glad being eaten alive isn't on the table. I mean, is getting a parasite like that really any different than being eaten alive? They're still eating you, just more slowly and from the inside. Sure, I get where you're coming from, but that's a pretty big difference. If a mountain lion gets me, it's just kind of it, you know? I'm sure the wonders of modern medicine would be able to yank out a couple eggs out of me. Heck, maybe I'd even be able to let the eggs hatch instead of having them removed. It'd be sad to kill the babies, but at the end of the day, if it's me or them, I gotta go with self-preservation. What? It sounds like you're saying you'd enjoy the experience. Is it terrible to say it would be kind of neat to grow a little weird little guy? Being eaten sounds really bad. That's a weird thing to say. I was wondering when you finally see something really weird. I knew you seemed too normal to live here. Sounds like you're saying you'd enjoy the experience. Who doesn't enjoy the miracle of life, even if it is creepy life? Alright, Avery. Parasitic organism. Is Kanika the only, like, normal person? Like, seriously, is Kanika the only normal person? Avery do be hot, though. Parasitic organisms are just trying to make do, same as the rest of us. Yeah, I guess so. Kanika and I are meeting up for Stella when I come. Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, there's already a few miners already holed up in there. They must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that, though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. I'm not gonna flirt with them, though. I flirted with Kanika. Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. There she is. I love her outfits. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, so cute. Katnip, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella. Is there someone manning the general store? We go looking for Stella? Are we still going to leave today? I was supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she finally shed some light on things. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all this? Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality that, until a few days ago, I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusory dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Sorry. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, and whether that angels are real. You gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us. It would be a little more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we've found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? Thank you, Kanika. Though I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Wait, you can talk to animals? For real? When were you going to tell me? Well, I'm going to need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. This is too cool. You really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live. Maybe one of us will have magical potential. That'll be neat. Well, I think they'll still think this is a rational explanation. No, aliens. I still got my hopes that all this turns out to be someone in a mask trying to scare us. Maybe one of us will discover our magical potential soon. That'd be neat. I hope so. This town is getting to be way too much for normal humans to handle. My money's on Katnip. It's only when she showed up that all this stuff really kicked off. That seems like magical material. Or maybe your mom. She's kind of witchy. Nah, she's more of a new agey crystals and herbs kind of lady, not straight up magic. If magic is real, I don't see why it would be stored in a bunch of rocks, no matter how colorful. But what do I know? I thought ghosts weren't real until one grabbed me by the bones. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her for her new age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple days. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we've found Stella. Agreed. Doesn't feel right to be doing anything that's actively. Yeah, let's go look for Stella. Check out the diner, check out the mines, check out the church. Let everyone know that you and Kanika can take it from here. Let's go to her house first. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. Honestly, fair. Make your way towards Stella's house. Oh. Your protective instincts set in, and the muscles in your arms tighten, your shoulders straightening. If danger lurks ahead, you're ready for it. Oh, she's not dead. I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open? Like that? I've left my patio door open on occasion, usually when I'm home, but I've had squirrels take that as an invitation one too many times and bust in to take a few bites out of my plants, so even I keep my doors closed. It's bad enough that they go after everything in the community garden, but to come into my house and help themselves to my precious leafy babies? The squirrels of Scarlet Hollow are my only true enemies. And Stella would definitely know better than to leave her door wide open like this, especially considering the digitally situation. Might as well invite ourselves in. Yeah, we should go in. Cool. I'll be brave and go in first. Avery casually steps over the threshold of Stella's house. The living room is almost exactly as you saw it the other day. Yeah. She doesn't use her boots, though. Just these shoes. Whatever happened to Stella doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there's a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room. Or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm gonna forget you said that and just be thankful that it doesn't look like a crime scene. Alright, let's investigate the kitchen. Stella's kitchen's slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open. A loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Stella's kitchen normally this messy. I wouldn't call this messy. It's a little messy. This is a little messy. I don't want to know what you'd call my room. I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. What I was trying to say is that there is open bread and, like, used peanut butter here. The whole of the kitchen is not really messy. But this and an open jar of peanut butter, like, I don't normally leave food open. Most people don't. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Well, let's go explore her room, I guess. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. Oh, there's a little Mothman. Alright, hold on. Let's take it all in. A computer that looks to be on. We've got the board of the red string. Cryptids, United States. You've got dog biscuits, of course, some doggy beds. Crumpled paper, probably ideas. Mothman. Oh, little pugs and, you know, her bed, her closet. Yeah. Stella's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence, right? I'd better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. Let's explore. Let's check her computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. What if we don't find Stella and it's all because we didn't snoop on her computer? If Stella didn't want us to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Okay, but what if she's been gossiping about us? No. I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. Let's see if it's password protected before we make a fuss about it. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. I honestly didn't even think about how this might not be a good idea. Good call. I'm going to say, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, staying in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Sure. Let me know if you find anything. Yeah, okay. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Aww. Eh. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Just check our open tabs. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, do you guys do this? Like, how do you even know what the pages are? Drive me nuts. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon, a sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge. Our most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled, Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow. Hidden Appalachia. Hey everyone, I was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom said there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good ideas? Bride of Bigfoot, camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Moth Stan. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Lucky stars. Guys, when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Gary, 21254. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious, I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Moth Stan. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. Lucky stars, I believe you. Ugh. Lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Okay, so one, this isn't an argument. I would never. ARG, I would never. And two, you are not going to believe this, but we went into the abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You are so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell it to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Lol, also doughy white things that now and now loud popping noises is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her. I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban, says Uncle Carl. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Wow, poor Stella. Remind me to never be internet famous. Here's hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated until the day I die. Alright, let's check her search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday. Because this is like Thursday, I think. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Entirely work-related. Furious series of queries for various monsters or cryptids might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's that. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God, so it's gonna be good. Sure looks like a room. Any thoughts? It's a neat little snapshot, you know? Speak for yourself. If the roles were reversed and I was missing and you and Stella were poking around in my room unannounced, I'd be completely mortified. Spoken like someone with a whole lot of secrets. My room is immaculate. A guest could drop by unannounced at 2 a.m. and I wouldn't sweat a thing. Congratulations on having your shit together. Thank you. I come by it honest. I will say that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Aw, she still does those corkboard with strings things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. I don't think we're gonna find much else here. Let's move on. Okay, so maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Okay. We can check out the diner. We can check out the mines. I don't think she'd go back to the mines, would she? We could check out the church. Let's go to the diner. Maybe, yeah, maybe we'll run into someone who's seen her. That's what I was thinking. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking in early. Feels like you've walked in on a private meeting. The back booth is full of miners and they're having what seems to be an intense discussion. Their expressions gravely serious. What's going on? There's a strike up at the mines. They've made the diner their base of operations. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends. Sorry, Aunt Winnie. Stella's gone missing and I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you? Don't you apologize now, and I can't say I have. Should I be worried about her? I hope not. We're not interrupting anything here, are we? Of course not. Any paying customer is welcome, as long as you're not about to step on anybody's toes or cause a fuss. The miners in back were too engaged in conversation to notice you enter, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. Sure, the shift schedules are tough. Harrison. This is, the girl. Sure, the shift schedules are tough, and sure, we don't get enough time off for me to see my family as often as I like. This is the best job I can get right now. Zax. Listen, kid, you're only a year or so into this gig. Trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you think you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck. I get it. But the next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it can suck out of its workers and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out. Zax, we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. My sister needs the paycheck. I'm the only reason she can afford her tuition right now. I can't get fired. And this job still has its perks, like the company housing. I can't afford my own place and send money back home. I don't know where I would live if I didn't have this job. Right, the company housing. How generous of the big boss to put you up in company-owned shack that ain't had proper maintenance done in decades. You know she uses that housing as an excuse to pay us less. And the company housing, that means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns a place they live. That's why the Scarlets can keep getting away with whatever they want. Baker says, Zax, we don't have the numbers, man. You know this is risky. Riskier than most of us can afford. We would have the numbers if y'all would stand with me and not let management scare tactics get you. It's not scare tactics. People like her now. That woman ran into a collapsing coal mine and saved 3 children from being buried alive. I feel you, I really do, but how are we supposed to organize a strike against a town hero? Are you trying to tell me that a mine collapsing less than 2 days ago is why you don't want to strike? It's a bad time, Zax. It's always a bad time, Baker. Doesn't matter whose name is on the deed for the place. Without us, there is no mine. We've got them against the ropes. We can't back down now, or they'll come out swinging. Yeah. Haven't you seen Stella? She's missing. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. The YouTuber? We ain't seen her. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. I kind of don't want to really weigh in about the strike. Like, at all. Yeah, I don't. I guess we should get going. I don't want to talk about it. Still no sign of Stella. Okay. Let's check out the church really quick. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might try getting into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. I wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all of our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. That's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. Is this the farm? Kanika leads the way, taking up the gradual slope towards the church. Okay, Wayne. You know, I've lived here for a few years now. I've never actually been to the church. Probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? My, 4 visitors at once on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. But there are only 3 of us. Oh no, we were followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just saying. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the mindset of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. I like Zane. I really like Zane. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie had seen her? I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Alpacas. Though, Katnip, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. What do you have to say to her you can't say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind, that this is a personal matter. It's alright. We can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's okay. I'm happy to talk to him. I know it's just about the animal thing. If you're sure. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. Conveniently. And there's Wayne again. Just watching. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at some point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Have we been cursed? We met Frou-Frou, Gretchel, Pixel. Is your gift why you got into the church? Is this why people think you're creepy? Oh, you're telling me you can also... I thought I was the only one. I guess the 2 of us are just kindred spirits. Have you met Frou-Frou, Gretchen, Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift. At least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frou-Frou wouldn't talk to me, even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I tried to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Was your gift why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by 2 loving parents and was always interested in the religion, but I've also always known about my talents, so I don't know what came first. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that's not true. Though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation of what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. Is this why people think you're creepy? Because you have the gift? People think I'm creepy? But it's alright, people say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent. And I know eventually they'll understand that I can be a comforting presence in their lives. Not a creepy one. Maybe if I grew a thicker beard, people will trust me more. Or maybe I should get a cool jacket? I hope you know this. Hold on. We've got, I can't express how much of a relief it is to finally meet someone else like me. We've got, I hope you don't think the 2 of us sharing the gift means we're friends. And we've got, I hope you know that this means the 2 of us are bonded for life. Best friends. No one else understands what it's like. Does Janie know? Great, the one person I've met shares my talent as a religious weirdo, or remain silent. Well, let's not be mean. We'll say relief. Likewise, though it may be more than just the 2 of us now. I have my suspicions that Tulip might have inherited the gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Tulip! Come out of there, you know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back to the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good, you don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. She smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Okay, he's still there. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into the woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and it looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Ah, Tetanus Lake, yes. Tetanus Lake? What an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or would it make it sound more alluring? What were you saying about the church rats? Oh yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to, but these rats, there's something so sinister about them, and they must be huge judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends, has been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap, and ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. Are you sure it's rats? Yeah, that's... Yeah, are you sure they're rats? I think so. I hope so. What have them been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think what they say to her when I'm not around to hear. What the fuck? You should talk to Tulip about the gift. I'm sure both of us could use some guidance. Have you actually seen them? No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them. But the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. Has Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, and I may have to hire an exterminator if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. This is really creepy, dude. Have you tried befriending them? Is there anything I can do to help? You should talk to Tulip about the gift. I'm sure both of us could have used some guidance growing up. Yeah, let's ask. That would be lovely. I'd certainly appreciate a helping hand. I don't want to be too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Katnip and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Katnip. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft. It was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Katnip and Avery start back down the path to town, and you follow. What was that about? He seemed pretty interested to talk to you alone. He didn't say anything weird. I'm just gonna say it. He just wanted to talk about our shared gift. Wait, Pastor Daniel can also talk to animals? Whoa. This sounds like some sort of hotspot for weird stuff. Cool weird stuff, of course, but this is starting to get pretty wild. I still can't believe that of all the people in the world you could have shared that ability with, you wound up stuck with Pastor Daniel. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Let's go... Maybe Oscar and Rosalina have seen her? Maybe they just everything they've been through. Now they have to stay in a broken down ruin that would have been bulldozed years ago. I guess it's good they have a roof over their heads, or what's left of a roof. Your cousin is going to get an earful next time I see her. Is it that bad? You don't get far off, but the sound of growling and desperate hissing grabs your attention. Get away from me. I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm not supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. You turn to see a ditchling approach, a cornered pixel in an alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted by its hunt by your rival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. Yeah, we're gonna punt it. Your foot connects with the ditchling's hide, leaving an imprint in its body as it crashes into the wall. It makes brief eye contact with you in the alley before both you and it turn to face a peculiar sight. A small pack of dogs pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Their task complete, they saunter towards you. What the? Isn't that Daisy? And Scraps? And what looks like every other dog in town, all in some kind of dog gang. I lived, said Pixel. Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I guess he likes you more than me. It's okay, Kanika. We'll get a cat together. It'll be fine, and they'll be your baby, too. Daisy said we found him last night, terrified and shaken in a bush outside the library. Psst, I wasn't that scared. I've even been helping out. Little Pixel here has been volunteering as a scout. Don't worry, we were always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have numbers, but they're hardly very bright. We made sure the little guy was taken care of till the humans were awake. Do y'all know where he's supposed to be? So So you're Scraps. I've heard so much about you. Have you seen or smelled Gretchen? Ooh, that's a good question. Alright, first though, the one and only. And this here is Daisy. And we've got a few other concerned locals with us as well, just making sure the cats and dogs of Holler are well cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. He's done us a fine service, but you'd best make sure to keep Pixel inside from here on out. I've got a feeling things are only going to get worse from here. I'd like to see you try. I was an indoor cat, but now that I got a taste of the outdoors, I will never be satisfied by the indoor life. But maybe I can wait till all those monsters are gone. Have any of you seen or smelled Gretchen? Is she missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think. Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Can you help us find her? You've got better noses for this sort of thing. We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts, been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to these monstrosities. Alright. So we'll make sure he gets back to his family. We appreciate it, human. Word's been going around town that there was one among you who could properly understand us. It'll be good to have you on our side during these strange times. Odd things are going on around here. It's important for all of us living things to watch out for each other. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me so. I'm not that special, just another dog. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. That's more than I can say for Jimmy. Thinks he's so high and mighty just because he can sit and stay the best, as if obedience is the best quality in a leader. Is there anything we humans can do about the ditchlings? They ain't that hard to kill when there's a whole lot of us. They die easy enough, so as long as you don't get caught unawares. That's why we're gathering all the local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not be doing anything to help, but that doesn't mean we can't take matters into our own hands. Now, Daisy, no need to start in about the mayor. He has his own priorities. As long as he doesn't get in our way, we don't need to go start in trouble. Dog militia? Yeah, I suppose you can say that. I'm sure you've met the town's illustrious leader by now. When the powers that be abandon you, it's up to the rest of us to band together and protect those who need protected. Good doggies. Aren't your families worried about you, off on your own like this? We're country dogs, so as long as we come home for dinner, most of us aren't missed too much. Speak for yourself. I know my family has been worried sick, but I can't let that get in the way of what's important. Besides, if I went home, they might tie me up, and then I'd be a sitting dog. I'm just gonna say good doggies. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. They're all so happy except for that one. You call me a good dog? Daisy a good dog? Daisy's tail wags silently before she regains her composure. Sorry. I just love to hear it. Alright, we'd best be on our way. Same for us. For the first time that we know of, those things are out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us now more than ever. Make sure the humans keep an extra careful watch on their furry companions. The band of dogs scampers off. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You'll just have to hire Katnip as a translator. Bloosh. You'd be the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. For real, dude. Vets wish they could understand animals. Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue on to the old Maxwell place. Oh yeah, it does look like it's falling apart. The old Maxwell place. It was clearly once a mid-century modern home. undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades. Moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey, where the heck are you taking me? This ain't my house. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled y'all. The walls here are worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Just thought we'd stop by to check in. Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night and it shows. His graying face seemingly haven't aged in hours since you last saw him. Please, come on in. He says it's probably not haunted. You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are, taking it like a champ. Before Dr. Kelly can continue, Pixel jumps from your arms, bounds across the room, and leaps onto Rosalina's chest. Pixel, I've been so worried about you. I told you he'd turn up. Dr. Kelly's almost gentle bedside manner vanishes as soon as she turns and glares at you. I see we have visitors. How is she, Doc? How are you doing, Rosalina? How's Reese? Warn Dr. Kelly about the stone carvings. Sorry again about the library. We could always just... my god. What's going to happen to your career now that the library is closed? How are you doing, Rosalina? Tired. My leg hurts a lot, but the medicine is helping. It's not so bad now. And what are you not gonna do today? Walk around. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have no need for anyone to step in and take blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me. The doctors literally told them that they should encourage her to walk, and that's what I was saying. Like, she's freshly amputated. Doesn't she need bed rest? But give it time. Then you can do all the running around you want. Alright, Rosalina? You just have to make sure you give that leg of yours a chance to heal a bit first. You don't want to pop any stitches. That's what I was saying. Warn Dr. Kelly about the stone carvings and what you felt. We found something in Oscar's house last night. A stone carving that gave me a vision about what happened there. There was one of the mines in the mines the other night too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. Something awful is going to happen at the clinic, just like something awful happened at Oscar's house and at the mines. Have you ever noticed anything weird there? No, it's just an old building. It has a lot of history, but that doesn't mean it's haunted or that anything supernatural is going on. I understand that there have been some strange events in Scarlet Hollow this week, but despite what your funny feeling might suggest, the clinic is safe. But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like what happened to us last night, none of you have to concern yourself with my son's health. I know how to take care of him, even in a supposed ghost emergency or whatever it is you're worried about. Okay. Figured I'd warn ya. Yeah, what's gonna happen to your career now that the library's closed? That's a good question. I was up all night wondering the same thing. If things stay the way they are now, it's essentially like the library burned down. The books are inaccessible, the building is unsalvageable. In that scenario, the county would have to put up the money to build a new archive, or we'd have to move someplace where I can work in an existing library, and Scarlet Hollow would lose a valuable public service. Oscar. Move? So you and Rosalina would leave? We're not doing that, right, Dad? We're staying here? Is there any way you can just, start over and rebuild the collection? I'm sure folks around town would be willing to pitch in. It would be a lot of work, but that's a possibility. Still, maybe it won't even have to come to that. I don't think we should go back in there. Well, we'll just say sorry again. No need to apologize. It's a building. You're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones. I do kind of wish we could go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts, and you can do laundry at our house, too. Of course, there are some family heirlooms I'd rather not lose. Portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their last living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that it stole the library from me too, that one really stings. Well, what are you gonna do? I don't want to. Do you think you'll have to stay here long term? No, I'll find a way to get the library back, and our house with it. I'd best be on my way. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Thanks again for doing this. I can't express how much. It's nothing. I'll call later today and see how she's doing. Good luck to the both of you. She brusquely pushes past you and leave. Oscar, before we get sidetracked, we're not here to talk about monsters and what happened in the library. Oh? Stella's been missing since last night. Oh. You haven't seen her, right? Not since last night. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. That doesn't mean something bad had happened. But it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her. Before you go, there's something I want to get your thoughts on. Let's step outside. I wonder if she's in the woods, you guys. Oscar ushers you to the street. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, or at least as okay as it can be considering everything that's happened. But I don't exactly feel safe. Strange things are going on in Scarlet Hollow, and I'm tired of running from them. I want to get our house back. You've all been looking into the town's history, correct? I overheard your discussion in the library the other day. Have you been able to find anything that might explain what's going on? I don't think we have too much to go on. I feel like there must have been some kind of inciting event, since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight, but I have no idea where even to start, really. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Katnip got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Katnip under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, they're only a couple steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's going to drag Katnip into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we'd outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone that Katnip magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be the lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? Katnip getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she arrived. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Pearl Ann passed, I think. I never thought to make note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put this genie back in its bottle. I'm gonna do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. Town archives are, unfortunately, in the library. Rosalina had been pestering me to make some sort of magical digital backup for months, but I never got around to it. So online sources it is. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Make sure Pixel stays inside, he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kinda like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything, I just think they're kinda interesting. To each their own. I think some dogs kept them safe. Like, a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. A gang of dogs? I suppose stranger things have happened. This very week, in fact. But we'll make sure he stays safe. Some sort of cult. There's alright, 3 things with the clinic. There's a thing in the clinic I mentioned, that poll. I wish Dr. Kelly were taking this as seriously as she should. Oscar, what did you tell her about last night? She didn't bat an eye at anything Katnip said about the supernatural. She mostly just got defensive. Does she know how bad it was? I told her everything. She seemed to believe me, but who knows? Maybe she was just being polite in front of Rosalina. Maybe the whole time I was ranting, she was actually just nodding along, thinking I was a psychotic freak. Or, sorry, thinking I had a psychotic break. I don't know. She didn't seem to care about putting on a show for Rosalina once we showed up. I'll make sure to shoot Reese a warning text. He at least deserves to know something might happen. Reese mentioned a movie night, right? Perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though? After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to let any of us near her house. She's the only doctor in town. She can't just ban people from the clinic, right? I don't think so, but hopefully nobody gets sick or hurt enough to justify a visit over the next couple of days. If we're going to investigate the clinic, I think we're going to have to break in. Whoa, that is unexpected coming from you. It's what Stella would do, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before we do anything rash, okay? Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella, and fast. Agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. Let us know what you find. I will. We're going to go to the library back, and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. Heck yeah. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? I guess the mines is next. I guess it's a decent chance Stella went to find her cousin. I can't say I get it, but it's definitely something she would do. You don't see it? Oh, come on. The two of them have such a dynamic, you know? Classic dog and cat situation. Yeah, I can see that. You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves inside the Scarlet Mines. There's a small gathering of workers outside the entrance to the mines, picket signs in hand. Better hours now or none at all. I am unhappy with the treatment I am receiving as a worker in the Scarlet Mines. I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this. Don't worry, I know these guys. Most of them are in the diner at least a couple days a week. They'll be chill. Will they be chill talking to Tabitha's cousin, though? Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. You might have had us fooled the other day, but word gets around fast. Hail and well met, fellow countrymen. What goes here? Have you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. How goes the strike? We miscalculated. We thought a kid losing her leg would have pushed folks over the edge, but I guess the boss personally dragged those kids out of the mine. Left a lasting impression. People are calling the boss a goddamn hero. They're calling Tabitha a hero? Really? We were there too that night. It's like everyone just forgot about how poorly she's been treating us. Or how unsafe the mines are. I can't go back down there knowing the rock over my head could come down any second. I value my life more than a paycheck. It was dumb luck she saved those kids. If she had any actual values, she'd come to the table and give us what we're owed. I know there's not a lot of us out here, but there's more of us at the diner, and there's more of us setting up mutual aid. But once people see our follow through, they're going to join up. This is only the beginning. Let me know if there's anything the general store can do to help. Anything you can think of, we'll take it. We'll need all the support we can get right now. What are your grievances? We'd like competitive pay, 8-hour shifts instead of 12 or more. Especially if you're in a mine that whole time. Improvement to the sick day and vacation policies, and a thorough safety investigation before any of us set foot underground again. I mean, fair. That collapse is way too close to the active mine for me to feel safe down there until I know for sure I won't wind up buried under 2 tons of rock. We want to change things. There's no reason we should be treated like we're a disposable workforce. If we're the ones making her money, we should be making money too, not just scraping by. That's a lot of grievances. Working here seems tough. Yeah. Do you think Tabitha can even make those changes without the mines going under? I'm sure she can figure it out. I'm not saying she's not a bad boss. Clearly people aren't happy with her. But coal is getting used less and less, and I've seen that old Scarlet house. It's practically condemned. If she has money to spare, where is it going? I was thinking that too. I don't know if she has money to give them. Because the house is a mess. And she only eats like boxed mac and cheese. Like she doesn't. She does not live a rich lifestyle. I really didn't peg you as someone who'd go to bat for Tabitha. I'm not. I'm just trying to get the full picture here. And if the mind fails, I don't see how Aunt Winnie's diner doesn't fail with it. Okay, but that's the whole problem. A single family shouldn't be able to hold an entire town hostage. The workers need a say in the business. I agree with that. Fair enough. That's it? Look, I need to talk to my cousin. I'd be happy to pass along your demands. The horse in this race just got downed a few days ago. That's it? Look, I need to talk to my cousin. I'd be happy to pass along your demands. Sure, if you think you can get to her to come to the table, it could make a real difference. Just make sure you leave the actual demands to us. Okay. If I'm helping y'all out here, do you mind if I go talk to my cousin? Sure, go for it. I don't care if they're okay with you going in, but I'm still not crossing a picket line. Besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her. Same, everyone who works here is a regular at the diner. I don't want to make things weird. See you on the other side. Okay. The industrial noises of the Scarlet Mine are only a little quieter than they were 2 days ago. The trailer that serves as Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait. No response. You open. Rodriguez the rat. I think I can turn at least a few of the guys if you fired Davis. And if you fired Davis... Oh my god, have you heard of knocking? What are you even doing up here? Should I go? Yeah, and make sure no one sees you. No one else, at least. Yeah, Rodriguez is selling out the other miners. Hey, do you have a minute? It's important. I really don't, but you're already here, aren't you? Make it quick. Should I? I already said you can leave, Rodriguez. We'll talk more later. The instant you're alone, Tabitha rounds on you. She grabs you by the collar, her face close to yours, eyes full of rage, her words a frustrated hiss. The fuck is her problem? Last thing you need is Tabitha yelling in your face. You don't have to take this from her. You grab her hand and push her off you. She's surprisingly strong for her size, but she's still quite a bit weaker than you. She dusts herself off as she regains her footing. Listen to me, Katnip. Really listen. This isn't some fun little game, okay? This is my life, and if you value yours, you'll keep quiet about what you just saw. I don't care if we're family. I can make the rest of your stay here a living hell if you cross me. Tossing me around my office doesn't change that. I'm so close to having everything under control here. I'm not going to risk you mucking it up like you've done with everything else this week. Don't you ever fucking touch me like that again. Do you want to try that again? We should talk about the strike, and we should talk about what happened. No, we're chill, I get it. I'm on your side. That was completely uncalled for. I'm glad you're having such a hard time. The Scarlets are finally getting what they deserve. That was completely uncalled for. I disagree. It doesn't seem like you respond to firm requests. So I've had to escalate to threats. And if this doesn't work, I will follow through on them, so don't try me. What did you come up here to talk about anyway? Just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered? God, you are such a bitch. Stella is missing. Have you seen her? She's missing? Tabitha's quiet for a moment. I'm sure she'll turn up, but I'll see if I can get a hold of her. Don't think looking for my missing acquaintance gives you a pass to do anything dangerous. You're forbidden from doing risky things, even if for what you may think is a good reason. I don't think I'm able to judge what's risky or not. Last night was supposed to be a cakewalk. You know I do what I want. I promise I'll stay safe. I hope you can stick to that. Please, let's have one day where no one winds up traumatized or stuck in mortal peril. I wanted to talk about the strike. Good for you. I don't. Now, if you have something else to talk about, spit it out. Otherwise, get out of my office and let me work. Then let's really talk. Did you really think I'd want to have this kind of heart-to-heart right now? Sorry, but I have work to do. Save your probing questions for some other time or never. I don't care which. Why did you even invite me here if you dislike me so much? I just wanted to have a conversation with you on my own terms instead of one you dragged me into. If not now, then when? I'm only here for a few more days. Says the person who ran off yesterday instead of spending time together. If connecting with me is what you really want, you're doing a bad job of it. Love you, bye. Don't be weird. I'm gonna be weird. That is true. I didn't wait around for her. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you outside. You don't look like you found any new leads. You look back at the striking miners. Should I do it? Well, that bitch just threatened me. And she said she can make my life a living hell. And I don't even know her. She's kept me in like an insect-infested house. She has been just quite rude and mean this whole time. And yeah, I'm just gonna warn them. Hey Davis, Rodriguez is trying to get Tabitha to fire you to break the strike. That little rat. Thanks for letting us know. We'll have to figure out who he's been talking to. Might help us round up more support. Whoa, I didn't expect you to share something like that. Normally I'm not a fan of snitches, but snitching on a snitch seems like fair game to me. Exactly. Don't worry about Tabitha finding out. Your secret's safe with us. Feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on. I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out our next move from here. Where to next? Are you sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you've met them, right? Do you think it's worth the trouble? As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. It's probably going to be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in not covering all of our bases. Hey! The police station is exactly what you'd expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee, faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find Beau and Duke, standing between you and the officers behind the desk. Now listen here, Huggy. Big Betty was set to win the blue ribbons, don't you go telling me she was just a pumpkin. We worked real hard to get her that big, raised her up from a seed. It's just not fair, officer, sir. I understand that and all, but I just don't see what y'all want us to do about it. I know y'all cared a lot about this pumpkin, but as it stands, this simply isn't a job the police can help you with. Now, if you were able to find some kind of evidence that Julius or somebody else stole this Big Betty of yours, then you can get a lawyer involved and take it to small claims court. Dang it, deputy. Ain't finding evidence what y'all are supposed to be good for? That Julius has been stealing what rightfully belongs to the Callaways for all of his life, and you folks ain't done a lick of policing to putting into it. I told you we was better off handling this ourselves, Daddy. Weird question, but are you folks part of a cult, and is that why you aren't doing your jobs? Can you arrest a ghost? Stella ran off, and she is still missing. She isn't at home, and none of us have heard from her. She what now? Oh, that's just our Stella, always running off. I wouldn't worry too much about it. She'll turn up. This is different, Earl. You know I wouldn't be up here bothering you if it wasn't important. Yeah, for one thing, someone threatened her last night. He's been trailing Katnip since she got to town, too. She shouldn't be off on her own. So many ditchlings around. I'm sure you've seen them by now. They're everywhere. Sure, we may have seen some strange animals lately. And we've certainly been getting a lot of calls about them. So either Scarlet Hollow is suffering some kind of mass hallucination, or we've been invaded by whatever they are. But what are you expecting us to do about it? Ain't y'all supposed to shoot him or something? Oh no, son, we ain't animal control, we're the police. Are you kidding me? This town doesn't even have an animal control department. Well, maybe it should get one. Y'all are no use at all, you know that? Them things have been after our chickens for the last at least a week now. Open your eyes, boys. There are strange things afoot. What's all this about a pumpkin? Seems the Callaways here have lost a considerably large pumpkin. We ain't lost crud, Earl. You can't lose what's been stolen. We already know who did it. We saw Julius eyeing her yesterday. Look, Beau, I feel you. I really do. But that's circumstantial at best. And even if it wasn't, you know yourself that there isn't a clear property line. Crud. The character wants to butt into a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff. And I just don't want to. I just want to find our friend. What makes you think Julius stole it? We already know why the pumpkin is so valuable. I don't know why we have to ask this question. 2,000 pounds. Blue ribbon. We've already missed our chance. The judging was supposed to start today, and here we are, still stuck in the holler with our short our prize winner. He practically spits Julius Tremaine. He literally spits on the floor. He didn't even come into his door to answer for what he'd done. He just holed up like a coward he is. At the very least, he could give us seeds from what's left of her so we could try again. She was a good stalker, I Betty. That's interesting, because I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday. He's usually in the diner every day. Not necessarily a big deal for a lot of people, but he never misses his morning Joe. So maybe he isn't a thief. Could be something happened to him. Mark my words, the man's a thief. You got any other ideas about who would have stolen our prize pumpkin? Beats me, I just don't think folks should be so quick to jump to conclusions. £2,000, this Julius guy's gotta be huge. Nah, he's a wiry fellow. You've probably seen him hanging around in the back of the diner. He usually comes in once a day to read this paper. Oh, the creep? Haven't seen him in a bit, though. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. That man's always had gumption. Ain't nothing in the world can stop him if it means ruining my day. You, sure it wasn't Bear? You think a bear would just roll a 2,000-pound pumpkin off without a lick of evidence? That's right, sir. We're no bear. We're hunting folk. We know the signs. This was a man's work. That means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family. What makes you think he stole it? There's 100 years of history here. He's been claiming Big Betty was his since day one on account of he thinks it was planted on his side of the property. He's got himself confused about where the property line is. We've been at this a long time. This ain't the first time we've heard something like this, and we get our fair share of calls from Julius too. You know, Julius is a friend of mine. He's a lot of things, and he's definitely a bit of a curmudgeon, but I've never pegged him as a thief. Friend? A snake like him has friends? Friend is a strong word, but I like to think we have a kind of understanding. I'm sorry folks have to deal with this. I appreciate the sympathy. We're used to it, just how things are. But just because we're used to it, don't make it any less illegal for him to steal. You know, even if Julius didn't take Big Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check. Alright, let me speak in plainer terms. Everyone knows that Julius Tremaine's land is booby-trapped to hell. It's not worth it. Is that so? So you've just been giving me and my boy the runaround all morning. I don't have to answer that question. Helpful. So he's got some traps on his property. It's never stopped me from visiting. Yeah? Do you have kids, Avery? Because I've got 2 teenage girls at home. Hugsby's got grandkids. Franklin's got the mayor, I guess. I'm not about to risk getting my head blown off over a pumpkin. That's right. There's some sleeping dogs you learn to just let lie. So this man has traps on his property that could kill you, and that's why you're not going to visit him. Isn't? Wow. Pretty sure that shit's not allowed, but okay. I've been Scarlet Hollow Sheriff for over 20 years now. You don't hold a position like that for so long without learning a few lessons on temperance and moderation. Yeah, but you gotta talk to him sometimes. That just means he can get away with anything. What good's a sheriff who won't do his job? This is lawlessness. If I may, sirs. Ain't that a mite bit cowardly of you? I thought police officers were supposed to be brave. Not the ones that live very long, son. Well, you just admitted that he's a fucking coward. Look, I've been to Julius's 100 times. I can tag along and make sure nobody gets hurt. It's a mighty kind offer, but let's give it another day. No need to escalate things when they might just resolve themselves. Tomorrow, Earl, or I'm running against you next election. Let's just get going. No one can say we didn't try. Total waste of time. Total waste of time. Or it wasn't a total waste of time. We've got to find out what's going on with Julius. He's been missing from the diner for a few days. It's weird. He usually comes in every single day. Maybe he's preoccupied with ditchlings? I hope he's okay. Where to next? Remember your appointment with Sybil? Confident that Stella would be okay. She's the closest thing this town has to a real authority figure. And she'd never disparage your gift. Perhaps she's one of the few people in the town who could truly understand you. We should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today. Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. The bells at the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you're both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom, it's just that Stella's missing, and Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Katnip about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you had to say to her. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye. I'm sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Katnip and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. You're right. I've totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. Wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask, are you a witch? As flattered as I am that you think I'm magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy, as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave y'all to your not-supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Katnip. They make their way out the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. Shall we? Sybil notions towards the tea room. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Oh, the grow lights. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. This is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? So, the other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I may have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearland was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Why were Pearline and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mom? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. Oh. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my grandma? There isn't much I can tell you. I think there were 2 in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edward Dean never spoke about them, nor did your mother. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edward Dean took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. Her father, Vivian's father, was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it. What with skipping town and all. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother, maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed her mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious, as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night, she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Tea reading. Drink the tea. It's good for you. That's creepy. Citrus smells fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. The aftertaste combines the 2 flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Well, my family's been in the hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. Just finish the tea. Oh, good. Glad you find the tea palpable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sledge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of this cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, and difficulty. And the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. Enemy lurking in plain sight. I don't know. Oh, there's more. The cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser, and I try to talk to him every day to hear his wisdom and help with his troubles. It would break my heart if he's the traitor. The cat could be Pastor Daniel. How do I know you're not the cat? It would break my heart if he's the traitor. Wait. It said friendship ended with Dustin. I cannot end friendship with Dustin. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Okay. Since apparently this is important, I cannot end my friendship with Dustin. He's my dear friend. Could be Tabitha, could be Wayne, could be Stella, could be Kanika, could be Oscar, could be Reese, could be Avery, could be Dr. Kelly, could be Pastor Daniel. I don't think it's Pastor Daniel. Well, I don't know if it's Tabitha, dude. Could be Wayne. I don't think it's Stella or Kanika or Oscar at all. We don't know much about Reese. Could be Reese. Could be Avery. Could be Dr. Kelly. It's always the hot ones. She's been nothing but hostile ever since I met her. Joan Kelly is just a very blunt woman, bless her soul. Reese's condition puts a great strain on them both. I'm sure she doesn't mean to come across the way she does. That kind of stress would do the same to anyone. But she's not a friend of yours, and she's not family, so she lacks the closeness required to be the cat. You don't have to figure out the answer right away. It often takes time for a mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stone carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I just think likely they have something to do with this. Maybe you're the cat, Sybil. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? You want to see what's in the clinic? Bad stuff happens when I'm around them. What happens around these stones might not be anywhere close to what could happen if we let danger encroaching on both you and this town act unopposed. The ditchlings are multiplying every day. This is all going to come to a head, and it may just be a question of how prepared you are when it comes. Learning whatever you can could save your life, even if you're faced with more ghosts or ghouls along the way. I think that's all the help that I can offer. Oh, this conversation's been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions. I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. I trust Kanika and Stella, for sure. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of the door are strangely flat in the stale air of the nearby, nearly empty general store. Check in on Kanika. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, Katnip, what's up? Can I come in? Yeah, let me just straighten up. Okay, come in. I love her. Her whole room is so cute. Oh, she blushed. Kanika's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit on the corners of the room. Sailor Scout stuff. Oh, the butterflies. So cute. Oh, the love terrarium. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of the place. Ooh. Nice. Tip. Dialogue options marked romance will start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to and will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. Packing for something? With all my stuff from college, I never really unpacked. Seemed like a waste to unload everything. It's not like I'll be staying here long term, so I just have to pack it up again eventually. I guess I did move back in over a year ago, so these boxes have just been sitting there unopened for a long time, but any day now I'll load them back in the van and get out of town. Any day now. I'm confessing my feelings. Start a romance. This is a dating sim, right? You can't start a fire. I know we've only known each other for a couple dates, but I really care about you. I guess I just wanted to let you know. You deserve better than what this town can give you. I want to protect you. Do you like me? You know, like me? I know we've only known each other for a couple days, but I really care about you. I guess I just wanted to let you know. Do you really mean it? We just met. I mean it. I hope you feel something similar. What can I say? I just want to wrap you up in my arms and protect you from the world. I'm not usually a love at first sight kind of person, but I think you're the exception. I really like you. I won't probe her to say it back, but... I'm not usually a love at first sight kind of person, but I think you're the exception. I really like you. Me? I'm not usually one for all of that either, but I'd have to be blind not to fall for those shoulders. Hehe. She's so You hold out your arms, and before she can react, you've wrapped her up inside of them, your hand settling on either side of her waist. Her body is soft against yours, and you can feel her heart beating quickly in her chest. She hesitates for a moment, as if in shock, before reciprocating at last. Her hand sliding along your broad shoulders and then down your muscular back. Her face nestles into the crook of your neck, and you feel her smile as she holds you tight. She smells incredible. Her sleek braids exude the perfume of warm coconut, and an aroma of flowery cucumber wafts from her skin, the scents melding to create a sweet tropical bouquet. After a long minute, you pull away, your hands lingering on the soft curve of her waist as the two of you stare into each other's eyes. She's so pretty. Screw hanging out in my room for the rest of the day. Wherever you're headed, I want to come with you. Gotta maximize the amount of time we spend together before you go back to Featherton, right? Even if we make other plans for later on, I want to be with you right now. But where would we go? I can still feel the door in the clinic pulling at me. I think that's where we need to go next. I was hoping to see Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows something about Stella, and make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Let's do it. Creepy? The two of you make your way back into the hallway, hand in hand. But before you make it to the stairs, a light turns on, startling both of you. Thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You should really get back to bed, or this cold of yours will only get worse. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you just haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. You shouldn't get between a mother and her daughter. Sybil knows what's best here, and Kanika is more than capable of speaking for herself. She's clearly been pushed to her limits. She can't keep up with you. You need to let her rest? It's not even giving me the choice? And he has the meanest expression right now. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. That's alright, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Now let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover, and then you can get back to all this town mystery business. Katnip, you'll be fine without her until tomorrow. My mom is right, Katnip. You go on without me. See you later, okay? Before you can utter another word, Kanika returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to Main Street alone. That was fucking creepy. Was it the tea? Did she drug my tea? She is a witch, isn't she? I'm by myself. Alright, we're gonna do this another time. I need to take a little bit of a break. My throat hurts, and... Sup, Wayne? That little critter better get out of here. The little ditchling's gonna... Wow, that was really, really creepy. And Kanika definitely would have spoken up. Like, it's not like her to just back down like that. And she seemed totally healthy and fine. And she was like, I really just want to go with you today and do anything not in my room. And then all of a sudden, you felt that she was at her limit. That's so fucking weird. Something's up with that, but I'm gonna let it be. I wonder how many episodes there are gonna be. Anyway, I'll be back. It'll be like a second for you, but I'll be back. I am back. New day for me, but 0.2 seconds for you. We continue. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Good. Powerful revealed. It wouldn't be hard to jump onto the terrace from the hill next to the house. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Is he still there? Yeah, he's there. Make your way up the hill and onto the terrace. Or knock on Reese's basement windows. It should be easy. You take a step back and jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. That's dangerous. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Katnip, what are you doing in the morgue? Vampire! You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. Oh my god, you died in Frankenstein break your life. Am I interrupting something? I'm just gonna... Yeah, you haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. Are you good? Make him understand. Why wall? Need see thing but wall stand in way? Let me inside. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Why use axe when I have arms? Why not just break wall with fist? I really... Forgive me, but I really hate the trope of, like, strong equals stupid. It's stupid. Your brain and your muscles aren't, like, some sort of inverse relationship. It doesn't make any sense to me. You can be strong and smart. Yes, please, axe now. Sounds great. Lead the way. I will destroy the wall. Get the dog out of her hair. Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true, anyway. Oh. Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Does that make her worry about you even more? Wow, manipulating her using your illness. Classy. Exactly. Alright. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. See, I'm saying, like, I mean, I'm sure strenuous things are not okay, but, like, exciting things could be okay, things that would make him feel good. I think what isn't okay is him arguing and getting upset. But I ain't his doctor. You hear his... These howls need to calm down. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked. Why was he in the morgue, though? The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire exits, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. I'm curious. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Ooh. Okay. Pearl Ann. Sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter Tabitha. Oh. No autopsy performed. Chrysanthemum. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. I feel like that was forbidden knowledge. Edwardine's death certificate. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913. Died February 12th, 2003. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by your granddaughter, Pearl Ann. Wow. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. Enoch's death certificate. Enoch. Born 1887. Died August of 1957. Age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organ sustained impact injuries, laceration to neck and body consistent with fall from a great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. It looks ancient. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, 1890 to 1918, age 28. Cause of death, crushed in mine collapse. Body not recovered. Signed by Enoch. Oh. Joseph, 1914-1944. Only 30 years. Lewis Scarlet, 1920-1944. Oh, even younger. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been the Edwardines brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered 1945. Stillbirth. And mother was Edwardine. Cause of death. Complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. Alexandra Scarlet. Wait a minute. Andrew Charles? I mean, I know why she named it Charles, because Charles was her lover. And then Alexandra, born 1947, died 1957, age 9. Ugh. Missing, presumed dead. Ooh, Alexandra. The owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet, age 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Signed by Edwardine. It's a lot of kids to outlive. Yeah, what the hell? Oh my gosh. You're pushed back and out of view of the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be out in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. Let him in. Obviously. You listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper into the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house. We'd better wait a second, just in case. Quietly wait for the danger to pass. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards, broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. The footsteps return, they get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. There it is! Dee -dee -dee -dee. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. Now we can... Reese pauses, turning to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference, go downstairs quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. Whew. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be just sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay. I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Wall now, yes? Wall. Let's do this. May I make the first blow? You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Aww. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Whoa, stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of the wall. I wanted to ask the other question. Fine. Let's do this. Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. It's like cutting through butter. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames of a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back here. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. There's a chair. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? I am not, Reese. I am not okay. You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. There she blows. Ooh. I can't... Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We don't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. Witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright, it's all sorted. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into the focus and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? How did I get here? I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just little weird things, like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long or the room would feel smaller. That's a weird. But no weirder than me, I guess. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. I think they're visions of things that actually happened. Whatever these visions are, they're making me very suspicious of my family. These carvings are clearly driven into some big gas pocket that keeps giving me seizures and hallucinations. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours, I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. How did I get here? I carried you. Damn, dude. You carried me through a hole in the wall and up down a bunch of stairs? But you have a delicate constitution. I want to say all these things, but I think I would just say thanks, man. I appreciate it. No problem. Just figured you'd rather wake up in a bed than that musty hallway, or the morgue. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come too in the morgue. Appreciate it. I should probably get going. Stella's still missing, and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. Oh no. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? I want to leave. I'm leaving. Let's find a distraction until it's safe to leave. Why didn't you want to take your medicine? Because it makes me feel like shit. I was fine yesterday until the doctor made me take my pills, and I was fine all day today. What's the harm in going a day without, right? And now that I'm not taking it, it's like all these weird little memories have come rushing back. Bad memories. I don't think the doc's a good person. I don't think she wants me to be healthy. I don't think she wants me to see people. And now that I'm waking up to that truth, I don't think there's any going back for either of us. Well, let's find a distraction until it's safe to leave. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. Ooh. I'm mounting anxiety. I'm chill with whatever. Go with the flow. I believe you owe me a showing of Shinochi. Deathblood. I believe I do. Yay! Movies! Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course, the fact that its inhabitant has been practically homebound since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that ends up tying back into the narrative, adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. That sounds really cool. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person, or talk to people, ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of medicine. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. I'm glad you'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Shh, I'm watching the movie. I'm glad you'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Reese smiles. It's still hard to imagine. Hard to believe after all these years alone that that's going to be my reality. Poor guy, he looks so gaunt. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of I've never known how to pronounce this word. Vignettes? Little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible, cosmic horror in its truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. I think a movie is too chill for you right now. Maybe we should just figure out how to leave. Talking during movies is fine. Let him, he's just excited. Yeah, I don't... So if we're like at home and watching like a movie at home, I don't mind. I'm usually one to pause the movie and talk. But like in a movie theater or like a public showing, like absolutely not. Just be quiet, please. Sorry if I'm talking a lot. I'm just jittery. It's a little terrifying to think that she's up there right now. There's a knock on the window. Katnip, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice, I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. What the fuck is going on? Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. What do you mean? Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Katnip. The window shatters. What? Oh, he's strong. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is terrifying. Did the tail? As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Oh my god. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Holy macaroni, leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. I don't know if Reese is gonna hurt me, so I'm gonna stay here. We aren't safe, but I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here. I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc? Wait, you're gonna go kill her? I'm sorry, make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone had that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading to the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck. Duck. The gun is very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn and see the dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you no. How did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Oh my god, Wayne. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood. Reese's panic, pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away. The artist. But the smears continue their work in his absence. Oh, Reese. I saw Kelly darting away and I'm like, she's an artist too? Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Run after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of the smears, dodging them as best as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey, Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Katnip, I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was gonna be a bitch, but they don't know the half of it. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Okay. You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good, you should hear this. Katnip, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers? Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. Oh my gosh. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. Okay. Can't you two just get along? For real, man. No, sorry, we're past that point. I want retribution. Even more than that, I want security. As long as she lives, I'm in danger. Reese, I love you. I never wanted it to get to this point. Don't try and make up for it now. It's too late. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance. Oh, Wayne's here. And you decided to convince me I was dying instead of letting me just exist. Enough, says Wayne. Reese cries out in pain. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers, head to the safe room. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on it. Paint viscera splatters across the cement floor. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. Let's talk, Reese. What is this room? What's the game plan, both short and long term? While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? Sit in silence and wait for Reese. I'd say, what's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump up full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. And if you can't, how's that worked before? And if he manages to find a way out and kills you, so you're just gonna lock him away again. There has to be some other way. It's just gonna make him feel trapped. Just kill him. I see no flaws with this plan. There has to be some other way. It's just going to make him feel trapped. It sure is, especially since I'll have to isolate him even more now that he knows what's going on. He's going to hate me. But you gotta work with what you've been given, and what I've been given is an ethical dilemma where I either let my son kill me, freeing him to go out and kill others, or imprison him for the rest of his life and force-feed him poison to keep him controllable. Or the third option, kill him. I've decided which outcome I can live with. I bet there's other outcomes that can be done. Maybe figuring out what the hell he is together, maybe? And then working on that? Like, you don't know he's going to go kill others. He seemed very coherent that he wasn't going to kill others. So let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. How did he not know what he was? When did you find out? What is he? Was his dad similar? The relationship between you seems difficult. How do you know he's dangerous? Alright. What is he first? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him. And you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. What? I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sakes. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. Apparently not. But then all of a sudden my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Wow. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's only because of how you've been treating him. And it's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad. But every now and again, we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. I can fix him. Don't you think it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy? He's been kind to me. Why not just kill him? That doesn't mean he's dangerous. I mean, you are the biggest threat to him. Self-fulfilling prophecy? Oh, don't preach to me. Is he a sweet kid most of the time? Absolutely. And Ted Bundy was sweet to the people he picked up off the side of the road. Didn't mean he didn't go ahead and slaughter them anyway. I know what my son is capable of, so it's my job to make sure he doesn't hurt anyone. I think he's only really pissed at you because you kept him locked away forever and poisoned him and basically is slowly killing him? So yeah, I would kind of be pissed too, honestly. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder, had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared, he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination, but the second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easily. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidences like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Yeah, the relationship between you two seems so difficult. Yeah, you can say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worse. This is part of being a mom, too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. What is this room? Old x-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. Any other ideas or secrets you're keeping? You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Oh my. Oh, he's getting worse. Oh, much worse. What is he, though? He looks like a horse thing? Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Sorry, buddy. I don't think you should kill her. Katnip, I thought we were in this together. Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down at the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. I'm sorry, buddy, but like... You were gonna kill her. That's not okay. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions once roiled out of cracks in the wood. Lock him away. I wonder if there's something else we could have done. I'll probably play this game one more time because there's a lot of choices that, like, I want to do and see what comes up. And just see if I can do things a little differently, you know? I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what just happened with other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. Can I come visit him? Do you think you'll let any of his friends in on this? There's a magic stone in your basement, just thought you should know. Also, we busted a hole down the wall down there. I feel so guilty. No, he would have... I'm sorry I came here. I feel like this is all my fault. He would have stopped taking the meds anyway. He chose that. Poor Reese, someone needs to kill him. Be better for everyone. Happy to help. I think I was starting to like the guy. Can I come visit him? As long as you don't bring anyone else along. Yes, that would probably be good for him. I can't promise he'll want to see you or that he won't have some harsh words if he does, but I don't want him to be entirely isolated. There's a magic stone in your basement, just thought you should know. Thanks for the heads up, I guess. Also, I love... Poor Reese. I almost wish he was more like a werewolf. Transforms on a predictable schedule, isn't aware of himself when he does. It would make all of this a lot easier. Instead, I have to stare him in the eye while I turn the key, knowing that every time I do, I'm driving him further and further away from me. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Gotta clean this place as best as I can before tomorrow. And you should probably get home. It's dark, and I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. Don't know if you're the hugging type, but... No offense, but I'm not a hugger. See you later. Okay. She firmly escorts you out the door, and it closes behind you. Well. And Wayne called it a thing. Like he was an abomination. The night is... I wonder if Wayne is okay, by the way. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. It's time to go home. Where is Stella? But before you can get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingle of dog tags. It's the militia! They've poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. Not all of them, though. No, wait, yeah, that is all of them. You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her and her person. They're by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, and Gretchen insisted on sticking by her side, so we'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. You are very, very good dogs. Lead the way. Yes, yes, we are good dogs. Hear that, Scraps? I'm not in it for the accolades, Daisy. I just do it to help those who need it. You let the dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's hideaway. Stella, where the fuck are you? I knew she was going to be out in the forest. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road, lined on one side of sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. And there they are. Keep them safe, says Daisy. Be seeing ya, Speaker. Speaker? You sit on a log beside Stella. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna Alright, let's see what happens if we don't give her the tranquilizers. God, he's terrifying. Is this what you were so afraid of? You take a cautious step back from the doorway. It's not right to let you lock him away. It's not right. You've convinced yourself he's evil. You'll never give him a chance to just exist. Two of you are never going to find common ground. You've had your chance to fix this. It's not right to lock him away. Stop messing around and hand me over them now. Reese pushes his now massive form into the safe room, staring down his mother. Reese, I'm so sorry. Oh my. He just eats her? Come on, man. Okay. Oh, he straight eats her. She's been eaten. Sorry you had to see that. Oh, welcome to the Dead Moms Club. Why does she want to say welcome to the Dead Moms Club every time? Oh my god. Hug him. You carefully pick your way across the floor, avoiding what little is left of Dr. Kelly's remains, and kneel next to Reese. He stares at you with monstrous, but all too human eyes, viscera still dripping from his maw. You lean in and wrap your arms around him. It takes him a moment to react, seemingly shocked by your touch, but he wraps his arms around you. Your shoulders shake in your grip. You realize he's crying. And then he breaks out of your embrace and stumbles out of the safe room, his footsteps getting faster and faster as he runs off into his new life. Shell-shocked, you stumble out of the clinic and into the night air. Alright. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Do I think Dr. Kelly deserved to die? No. But I also think Reese shouldn't have been locked away. However, if I don't do as she says, she just gets literally torn apart and eaten. I don't think that's okay. I mean, to be honest, she should have talked to him like a long time ago about this and explained what was happening and how, you know, help him control himself or help him like navigate these new abilities and powers so that they could together learn what he was. But no, she had to keep it a secret, and this is what happened. Alright, we're loading. We're not doing that. We've loaded back to Dr. Kelly is still alive, and so is Reese. Katnip, how did you... She looks over her shoulder in confusion. Is that a gang of dogs? I'm so glad my compatriots could be of service. I simply couldn't survive another night without my nice soft bed. What are you doing out here? Scraps and Daisy formed a militia. It's a long story, but they helped me find you. Why haven't you been answering your phone? I'm just so happy you're okay. I can't believe you've just been okay all day. Everyone's been looking for you. Things happened. I'm just so happy you're okay. Aw, you poor thing. I'm fine, but thanks for not being mad. I just want to know what happened. Please just talk to me. I didn't say I wasn't mad, Stella. You just ran off. What were we supposed to think? What was I supposed to think? I just want to know what happened. Please just talk to me. Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words a part of her thought she could never have to say out loud. She would never have to say out loud. And then she turns back to the road. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. I had a feeling, so I didn't say it on camera. I was thinking about it as the days passed, but I was thinking about how she probably now has encountered a ghost and thinks, you know, her parents died. Why hasn't she been able to see her parents? Something like that, you know? They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It had just rained and the sun was finally coming out. It's a wee Stella. New student orientation. Oh, the animation. that's not... I really hope she doesn't blame herself for that. Oh, a decapitation? And because she was lying down, she was okay? Oh, shit, dude. God, poor Stella. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful. It really messed me up for a while. Yeah, I would think so. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that feel like they just never happened. Like every time I try to remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while, thank God. I've never talked about this stuff before with anyone. Thanks for letting me in. Thanks for being patient with me. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so eventually I gave up. Then last night happened, and I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. Could always wait a little longer. Just because they weren't there just doesn't mean they don't love you. They're probably somewhere better than wherever the hell Charlie got trapped in. It's good they're not coming. You don't want them to be ghosts. They're probably somewhere better than whatever the hell Charlie got trapped in. I hope you're right. I thought a lot about what might come after, whether they're somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means that there's a good version too, where they're still on that long car ride listening to Dad's tapes, with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to them. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye. You have a long life ahead of you before that. You could always say goodbye now. They died with your future on their minds. It's time for you to live it. So you'll have a long life ahead of you before that. You're right. When all of that happened, it felt like the end of the world. It felt like nothing was ever going to matter again. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air. I know that stretch. That's the time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Katnip, for talking sense into this girl. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. You've been awake this whole time? Oh, I know Dr. Kelly told me not to tell her, but I want to tell her. I want to tell her. She's going to want to know. Reese is her friend. And she might be able to help Reese find out what he is. I'm saving it. We're saving it. I'm going to tell her. You relay the events of the evening as best as you can. Saying it out loud somehow makes it feel less real, like you're sharing the plot of a horror movie, not something that actually happened to you. Oh my God. That poor guy. And poor Dr. Kelly, this just sucks for everyone. Hopefully he and his mom can work things out. Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to work things out the other way. We should try and visit him tomorrow. You know, I think processing just the one traumatic event is enough for today. This new one's going right into the void. At least until we get to the end of the week. Let's get out of here. I can walk you through the woods so you don't get lost. And I guess you should probably get back to Tabitha before you give her an aneurysm. And this is me. Guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Yeah, she should sleep. Wayne, you're alive! Alive. Time for you to get home too. Oh, thank God you're okay. Oh, poor Wayne. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint. Evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Punch him. Run away. No way, dude. I'm walking home by myself. Thank God you're okay. I was worried Reese might have gotten you. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound. You realize he's laughing. Shall we? Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. You can flirt with Wayne? No thanks, I'm okay. I don't need to look after me all the time. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly, I wasn't sure. But now I know. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kanika or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? That is a good question. Because you're special. Okay. I will say thank you for looking out for me tonight. If it wasn't for Wayne, I'd probably, Dr. Kelly would probably be dead, to be honest. Anytime you find yourself in danger, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. Okay? We're not flirting with Wayne. We're not. Kanika is my woman. We are not flirting with Wayne. You continue in silence back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. I'm sure we will. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around. Too busy at the mines. Forbidden places wouldn't be forbidden without her there to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. Huh. Thanks for the tip, Wayne. He disappears into the underbrush. Now he wants me to go exploring and having fun. Maybe that's why he wanted me to stay at the estate, is to find things. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumbled into your room and collapsed onto bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming. A sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You think for a moment about calling Kanika, but you're just too tired to even bother. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese, trapped in that tiny windowless room, all his greatest fears realized, his body no longer his own. But you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4. Yep, this is all the available episodes currently. This is all of the episodes currently available in the game. And I've unlocked hard card mode. Allows you to select 3 traits, but you'll no longer be able to use your traits to avoid the consequences of major decisions. This penalty only applies to hardcore runs. Have fun if you dare. If you'd like to continue with this world estate and episode side, please save your game now. Okay, I'm gonna save it in number 1. So we remember, hopefully. Well, I'm recording it, so. Return. And continue. That was amazing. And I cannot wait for episode 5. This is a really good game. And I do appreciate that there's like not always a right answer. It does make making decisions exceptionally difficult, but in a very real way. You know what I mean? This is a fantastic game. I hope you all are enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I cannot wait for the next installment for episode 5. I hope it's soon. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. See you next time. Bye-bye.